What's going on, everybody? Matt Malatesta here in the VYPE studios. We're happy to have the new UIL Athletic Director, Zepeda. He's coming over from Cy-Fair ISD. Of course, he's our hometown guy, and he's kind of sharing time right now doing Cy-Fair, doing UIL, getting prepped for that. Ray, just talk about when you get that job, what's your first thought? Is it overwhelming? Is it like, hey, man, you're now kind of directing the country as it relates to high school athletics, as everybody follows a lead for the state of Texas?
Well, it is a little bit overwhelming, to be quite honest with you. I don't know, when I was first starting out in 1993 in a middle school that I ever really envisioned any of this. So it is a little bit overwhelming, also a little bit exciting to have an opportunity to impact and work with school districts across the state of Texas. I'm excited for that challenge, and it's also tempered a little bit with a little bit of sadness because Cy-Fair and the Cypress community really has become my home, and really an extension of that would be the greater Houston area. So to leave what has become my personal and professional home after so many years is a little bit difficult.
What do you think got you most prepared throughout your career to take on this new post?
Well, I've had some great mentors. You know him very well, but I worked for Ed Workin for many, many years. Ed was obviously the athletic director there at Galena Park ISD. And when I first started in Galena Park ISD as an assistant coach, I just viewed Ed as the consummate professional. He knew the UIL rules. He was always organized. I feel like that we were always on the cutting edge of really athletics there at Galena Park ISD, and that was really due to Ed's influence. And so I think it starts with him. I also have worked with Dr. Mark Henry, our superintendent, for many, many years at both Galena Park ISD and here at Cy-Fair ISD. And, he's the longest serving member of the UIL State Legislative Council. And I think that when you've had that influence and respect really for the rules, in just his example, those two guys, I would say, have really mentored me along the way, and I think have prepared me very well for this role.
You talked a minute ago about the sadness of leaving Cy-Fair ISD. You're right. I mean, what y'all been able to do there and made that really the gold standard in the state of Texas as far as athletic departments and facilities. How hard is that going to be to say goodbye?
Oh, incredibly tough. We have 750 plus coaches here, and those coaches have really been an extension of my family. We talk about the Cy-Fair ISD athletic family all the time, and I just have so many great relationships with those coaches first and foremost. So many administrators, principals here in our district, and the student athletes. Student athletes make everything go here in our community, and to leave having that specific rooting interest and just all those relationships, it is incredibly tough. I've loved my time here. I don't know that there is another community that supports athletics holistically as well as the Cy-Fair community has done for us. And you mentioned some of the outcomes that have been associated with that tremendous support: the facilities, the ability to hire first-rate staff. That's all a product of the commitment that this community has made to really having athletics as a primary role in the process of educating students. And so I love my time here. I think I've learned a great deal, and I'm looking forward to taking some of what I've learned about what athletics can do for communities with me into this new role.
Talk about the state of high school athletics in the state of Texas. What do you feel like the state of sports in Texas are? I know there could be a lot of changes coming up, but just as of right now, it seems to be very healthy.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I think that we have a lot of pride here in Texas in our high school sports, and I don't know that anybody does it quite like we do. And so that's a natural draw for me into this position. I think that we're the best of the best. Always, I think that you can improve no matter how good that you are, and we're going to be looking for those areas of improvement. It is, I think, a challenging time for public education and education in general. And I think it's going to be important that we try to continue to explain how important athletics is to the development of students and also communities, and how it should play a role in the educational process for our student athletes here in Texas. But, again, I don't know that there is any place that does it quite like we do here in Texas. And I'm looking forward really to seeing how other communities execute their athletic program. I mean, when you're here in Cy-Fair and you're hosting 64 varsity football games in the regular season, you don't have a lot of time to really get out and about and kind of see how it's done in West Texas, or what a six-man football looks like, or down in the valley. And so I'm going to enjoy in this role kind of getting out and seeing how different communities rally around high school athletics.
And then finally, just, any new initiatives that you think that you might be putting your stamp on early, or you just got to kind of get in there and get your feet under you there?
I think that latter is probably a more responsible course of action. I think that we all have ideas. One of the things I used to say when I was a head football coach is that I used to have a lot of ideas when I was an assistant coach, and when I was a head coach, I realized I sometimes needed to pump the brakes. And so, Dr. Elza has done a tremendous job for the UIL and was a great friend for me as she was there in that role. And I think she set a very high bar for what this position should do for practitioners across the state of Texas. And I think that I'm going to try to just get in there, work with the athletic staff and with the larger UIL staff to see how they do business, what that looks like. And then I think it would be more prudent at that point to really just determine what next steps might be.
Right on. Well, hey, this is one of the best in the business, one of the best in business in the country, right here from Cy-Fair ISD. He's heading up to Austin to direct the UIL as the athletic director, Mr. Ray Zepeda. Hey, thanks so much for joining us. We're fired up for you. We got some Houston representation up there in Austin. And congrats on the job. I mean, I'm telling you, I know how much work you put in following you from from Galena Park to Cy-Fair. Oh man, this is no better person for the job.
Well, I appreciate that confidence. We're ready to take H-Town to Austin. How about that? So
all right, that's what I'm talking about. All right, this is Matt with VYPE. Hey, we will see y'all at the games. And again, thanks again for Mr. Ray Zepeda for joining us here on the VYPE Network.
Thank you.